Feces, urine, and beer. Feces, urine, and beer. Feces, urine, and beer. Boom, boom, chaka raka, boom, boom, chaka raka, boom, boom, chaka raka, boom, 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 chaka raka, boom, 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 boom. Feces, urine, and beer.
You denying that you took a 5-gallon pail filled with feces and urine and poured it into the Camelot Trailer Park's public swimming pool? Well, punk. There was about a quarter of a can of beer in there, too. I couldn't finish off the can. I was late for work. Don't get smart-lipped with me, young man. This is the most embarrassing act of cowardness I think I've ever witnessed. I want my lawyer. I don't need to listen to your white man jive. Boom, boom. Hunk-a-tunk woman, hunk-a-tunk woman. She tried to take me upstairs for a ride. Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to tell me you want to change your name to Justin? Will it be Timberlake or Bieber?
Ugh, get in line, Mr. Hawaii 5-0. You're just another white cracker trying to put my balls in a vice.
Just give me 5 minutes with you in a room with no cameras. I could teach you a major lesson in how to live.
Yo, excuse my French, but fuck you, Mr. Pig. Get me my lawyer, please, and thank you.
Feces, urine, and beer. Feces, urine, and beer.
Hey, Mr. Idiot, I know you got rights, but you need to learn some respect. This is not just a petty crime. It's a felony and may require prison time.
Griffey, young man, what are you doing in here again?
I could ask you, what are you doing out there? I just don't bend over as easy as you do.
You watch it, Griffey. I don't need your lip service. I can represent other people who actually like me and don't get in my face when I try to help them.
Well, maybe you should go and help them poor bastards. Hell, I take care of myself.
Yeah, look where that attitude is getting you. Right here, behind bars, accused of performing one of the most atrocious acts I have ever heard of.
Good. So, it's in the news then, huh?
I think you made the front page. Your story just led the 6 o'clock national news on CBS. Yeah, you're a star, all right. A frickin' star of abnormal behavior.
That's it. There you go, my
Feces, urine, and beer all mixed together with you. What a friggin' recipe. The taste in my mouth. Ugh. Just thinking about it is killing me.
Do they tell the whole story, or just their cleaned up white man version? I'm afraid you have done something so sensational that whatever motivated this felony will be forgotten. You mean covered up, don't you? Griffey, my man Griffey, I'm starting to feel an ounce of pity here. You need representation, and being that I'm already here, well, let me get the guard to open the door, and we will sit down and talk. It won't matter. I knew no one would listen to my story. That's the way it always is. People misunderstand me. I'm just a marked man.
Feces, urine, and beer. Feces, urine, and beer. Feces, urine, and beer.
Hey, big man in black shoes. How's the food in here anyways?
Oh, let's just say it ain't McDonald's or Burger King,
More like liquid White Castle on a bun.
Griffey, you just rub people the wrong way. It's all rather simple. I just want to play music. I don't go out looking for trouble. Sure, yeah, okay. How did this hideous act happen? Griffey, you have some serious explaining to do. Come on, Griffey, how did this happen?
I'm just deciding if I need to tell you anything. You, oh yeah, you just might not understand.
I have heard a lot of wild stories in my line of business. I doubt that you could actually surprise me. This story may not surprise you, but it will enrage you unless you are too covered in that bureaucratic dust that numbs your brain so that you aren't human anymore.
Hey, look here, I'm trying my best here. I don't need your sarcastic banter. I have better things to do than be abused by some highfalutin pipsqueak like you.
I ain't no pipsqueak, or a punk for that matter. I'm just a musician trying to live and play his own friggin' music. Why can't people just leave me alone?
Alright. Let me hear your tale of woe.
It started out with the high school kids in my trailer park. You know that they hang out by my trailer in that empty lot next to my grand mansion, my aluminum dive. Oh yes, I saw them there the last time you were in trouble. History tends to repeat itself. I don't know how it started exactly, but one day they started to heckle me when I came home from a gig. Even if it was 3 a.m., they would be there to heckle me and throw stuff at me in my car. Okay. It became a game to them. You know how white trailer court trash can be. They started to invite friends from their high school, and suddenly I had my own rat pack dialing it up with drugs and waiting for me to come home in the early mornings of the night. You can't begin to imagine the racial slurs and vile names they started slinging at me. It quickly escalated and became something like a war zone every time I came home from work. Did you put in a complaint to the Mobile Home Parks Association? Yeah. They call the cops, well, at least the redneck cop. Yeah, the redneck cop that ain't so much better than this white gang that hangs out in my park. Do you know what I'm saying? Did he show up? Did he do anything? Tell me everything you can think of. I need to find a way out of this mess. Yeah, I come home from work one night and the rat pack didn't seem to be there. I start to thinking that my complaining to the association actually worked. Just before I get in my door to my trailer, here comes the redneck cop speeding up my street with his red lights spinning, and he slams on the brakes, fishtailing into my driveway, and he almost smashes into my car. He says, "Hey! You need my protection." He hit the button that sent out a quick burp on his siren on his car. Suddenly the whole neighborhood was alive. Adults and the gang members came out with tubs of eggs and tomatoes. They started whipping them at me in my car. As quickly as possible, I got in my mobile home and shut the door. Huddled in the corner of my kitchen, I listened to the sounds of my house being peppered with tomatoes and eggs. I winced in psychological pain with every thud. I asked myself, what had I done to deserve this? I am so sorry, Griffey. This world can truly be cruel. Lawyer Joe, you ain't heard nothing yet. The next day, when I woke up and went outside to look at my house and car, well, you can't imagine the mess. It looked like my car and my house were bleeding.
Oh my, so sad. Oh my.
I just sat there for about an hour without actually breathing. What was I going to do now? My first thought was that I have to clean this up. The sight of it was making me only feel sicker and sicker. But, well, how to clean up such a mess? I thought for a few seconds, and suddenly I remembered seeing an ad for a power washer. The ad said all I needed was this pump and a normal hose. It worked. You can't imagine what a pleasure it was to watch all of that crap being washed away and headed down the rain gutters. Did the harassing stop? No. Sadly, it had become a habit, and I was the focus of the habit. The second night after I ran through the new version of the gauntlet, I decided that I needed to fight back, and I set up a plan. I came to notice that if I hung back by the door for a split second just as I ducked in, that they came out of their hiding places thinking they were safe, and in this way they got in their last toss of crap that was aimed at me with greater accuracy. Eventually, that special night came to pass. I hung by my door, faking that I couldn't get my keys in the deadbolt. As quick as I can move, I grabbed the power washer and turned it on the gang in full force. And that's a picture in my mind that is priceless. I found that I could aim the sprayer like a gun, and it was so forceful that it actually knocked them off their feet. I took aim and kinda piled up the rat pack in a heap over in the empty lot. I stood over the lot of them. Must have been at least 20 of them. Not just boys, girls too. And I said, "Just leave me alone." That must have stopped it. But something must have happened or I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, for the next few mornings when I came home from my gigs, there was no one there. I felt like I was free again. There's no better feeling, Lawyer Joe. No better feeling in the whole world. I never played better music than those 3 days and nights. I was on a personal high. The third night when I got home, there's a cop in front of my house. I thought to myself, this ain't good. Waiting in my driveway is the redneck cop. He give me a whack in the head with his nightstick, and he grabbed me, pushed me up against the lamppost at the end of my driveway. You know the lamppost I'm talking about?
Oh, yes, it's pretty big. He hit you, or what?
He says, "And boy, turn around and raise your frickin' hands over your head." I could see that I couldn't resist his charming ways, and did as he ordered. Suddenly, the night around me came to life. My neighbors and other scum surrounded me like some ritual from bygone days. The cop took out a roll of duct tape and taped my hands together over my head. Then he taped my wrist to the lamppost. I felt the heavy breathing all around me now. Their hot breath was mixed with beer, drugs, and vomit, and hate. I couldn't move. I was duct taped to the lamppost. I couldn't frickin' move. The racial slurs were being fired off hot and heavy. I said something they didn't like, and someone punched me in the mouth. My mouth filled with blood, and then they taped over my mouth, and they put a pillowcase over my head, and now I couldn't see, and I couldn't even scream.
Barbarians. Makes me think that civilization hasn't really been born yet. I think I need to sit down.
Feces, urine, and beer. Feces, urine, and beer. feces, urine, and beer. I want out, I want out, I want out, I want to get out of here. Get me out of here, get me out of here. Feces, urine, and beer. Feces, urine,
The
and
next part of my memory is a little fuzzy, and we'll clean it up for a lawyer.
Here
with
we
prissy
go
white
again.
man
Tell it in
ears.
your own words. Say what you gotta say.
They pulled down my pants, they pulled down my underwear, and then they must have had some kind of insertion tool, maybe like you use on a farm animal or something. Let's just say they inserted some form of enema filled with hot Tabasco sauce. The pain was excruciating. I lost consciousness after struggling for about 10 minutes in hell. Everyone around me was laughing as if this was some sort of funny reality show. When the sun came up in the morning, I found myself lying face down in my driveway, covered in dog shit. There I was, bleeding and hurting all over and smelling like hell. Anger filled my veins with hate. At that moment, I started to concoct what I am incarcerated for today. The collective 5-gallon pail took a few days to fill, and it was my pleasure dumping the contents of it into the public pool.
Shh. Someone might overhear your confession. This would not be good for your case. Shh. Talk to no one. I mean no one.
After hearing my story, can you blame me for my behavior?
Need I remind you that I am not your judge or your jury? I am here to be your counsel only.
But I ask you again, do you blame me for what I did? Might you, if so provoked, have behaved in the same manner?
Hey, don't make me laugh. Let's just say that I will try to get you the best deal possible. There are no guarantees in the judicial system. I will do whatever I can, but what will come, will come. It is fate.
You mean like you can't guarantee that this injustice will never happen again? That I can't declare we're even, let's wipe the slate clean and treat each other like rational human beings? Like that, homie? Like that?
I want to get out of here. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Oh, get me out. Get me out. Get. Feces, urine, and beer. Feces, urine, and beer. Feces.